Yo, everybody, what's going on? This is 2 Liter J. This is the Sacramento Truth Movement. I'm doing this brief little interruption right here for this video. I just want to let everybody know that the last week or so, I've been working on a new Discord server. Like I eventually said I was going to make it. I finally got around to it. And now it's finally ready to go, ready to launch to the public. Everything is set up so far that I'm aware of. I got everything functional. I put a little bit of money into this to make it look aesthetically pleasing to me as possible. We got some personal bots in there now. We got a Rush Limbaugh bot and a few other things to find. Ready to grow the community once again. This is There Be Monsters Volume 3. So check it out. There's a link in the description. Take care. Now, back to this.
Let me see your hands. Put them on the steering wheel. Get out of the car. Get out of the car. Over here. Hands behind your back.
Well, that is an Israeli government official as police arrest him as part of a sex sting. That official was in town for a cybersecurity conference, now facing a sex-related charge.
So prosecutors say he drove to a park to meet a 15-year-old girl. And
videos and evidence the 80s Now investigators obtained show what was said in those chats before police detained him and he left the country.
Get out of the car. Over here. Hands behind your back.
This is the moment Henderson police took 38-year-old Tom Alexandrovich into custody. Alexandrovich, an Israeli government official, accused of meeting a young girl for sex.
You want to grab the cell phone in the middle?
Police say Alexandrovich was in town for a cybersecurity conference. Prosecutors say he drove from his hotel all the way to a park in Henderson to meet that girl, who was really an FBI agent working undercover as part of a sex sting.
You're going to the station, so you have to put your handcuffs.
Police say Alexandrovich met the decoy on a dating app, the conversation then moving over to WhatsApp. Grand jury transcripts revealing in that conversation, the undercover agent told Alexandrovich she was, quote, only 15, and that she's, quote, too young to get into most places. The decoy later asking Alexandrovich to, quote, bring condoms. With the agreement, they meet at the park.
He posted that bond before any judge.
Alexandrovich's attorneys telling a judge during a hearing in September that the app where the conversation began actually requires users be over 18. Transcripts also revealing Alexandrovich felt, quote, pushed when condoms came into the conversation.
Now, hours after his arrest, Alexandrovich posted $10,000 bail, never saw a judge, and left the country. We first reported a grand jury later indicted him on that charge of luring a child for sexual conduct. Alexandrovich's attorneys say he maintains his innocence and intends to contest those grand jury findings we just showed you. A judge is allowing him to appear remotely at his next court appearance that's scheduled for later this month.
Tom Artyom Alexandrovich, 38, a senior employee of Israel's National Cyber Directorate, was among 8 men arrested in Vegas, an FBI joint operation targeting online sexual exploitation of minors, with police stating, we would like to remind parents to discuss with their children the dangers of engaging with strangers online. Alexandrovich, charged with felony counts of luring a child with a computer for sex acts, was booked at the Henderson Detention Center and released on $10,000 bail, returning to Israel and placed on leave. As a cyber director noted, the employee updated the directorate that during his trip to the United States, he was questioned by the U.S. authorities on matters unrelated to his work, and he returned to Israel at the planned time of return. The operation conducted after 2 weeks also arrested David and a few other guys, all these other names. Go ahead, Vinny.
So, by the way, this isn't just some low-level tech nerd. This is the acting head of data and AI for Israel's National Cyber Directorate. Okay, he works directly under Bibi Netanyahu. Okay, and that arrest, Pat, that sting operation, which was the FBI, Homeland Security, and Nevada Police, they targeted these sex predators. He was in town. Remember that time we were in Vegas? They were doing that hacker, black hat hacker. It's the biggest hacker conference in the world. He was there. He's a part of AI. He was booked at Henderson Detention Center and charged with a felony for luring a child online for sex. Okay, that normally goes from 1 year to 20 years in prison. But the next day, and just like I think a couple of the guys as well, because there's 8 of them, posted a $10,000 bond. And despite he has zero diplomatic immunity, he got to go back to Israel. Netanyahu's office put out a statement saying that he was not arrested. He was only questioned, but multiple sources, guys, The Guardian, Jerusalem Post, Israel, Times of Israel, and all confirmed, everybody, including the Henderson County. Rob, you have the police actual arrest that I put? That's the guy. That's him. Okay. He was really booked. This is no BS hearsay. He wasn't the only one caught. Among the other suspects was Pastor Neil Harrison Creasy of Redemption Church in Las Vegas. Weird. He was also arrested in the sting. He resigned from his church shortly after being released from the same $10,000 bond. Here's my only problem, guys. If you're a foreign national and you're trying to lure a child in America to have sex, you don't post bail and leave. Normally, Pat, because I did a lot of research, your passport is seized, your travel is restricted, and you're considered a flight risk, okay? The fact that he was let to go back to Israel within 24 hours means somebody, federal government, I don't know, Rob, can we try to find out who is the district attorney of Henderson County? And that's actually a really good question, in Las Vegas. It's just weird, Pat. You can't, none of those other guys, even if they posted bail, you can't leave the country. Because who's to say that you're not going to be able to come back? You can't just leave. They're supposed to take your Tom. Do you know? Like you're supposed to take your passport.
Yeah, there's flight risk. Bail is directly related to flight risk.
Yeah, we don't want you to leave the country, and it's just.
More importantly, we want you to show up at the appointed time for your trial.
Yeah, and exactly, because who's to say? Like, and I know they have. There's a watch group called the Jewish Community Watch, which has tracked over 60 people who are accused of sex abuse who fled back to Israel. The activists have said the real number is like around 100 with rabbis and teachers and all that stuff. There's a case of Malka Leifer, Leifer, who fled to Australia in 2008 after fled Australia after was abusing more than 70 girls. Okay, 70 girls, and this just shows you that Israel can drag out the extradition because we have an extradition treaty, but sometimes they're like, "Nah, we'll deal with it here." She wasn't sent back till 2021. And only in 2023 she was finally convicted. So here's my thing: who gives the okay for someone who was arrested for that?
So say the other story you said about Australia. What is that?
So Malka Leifer fled Australia in 2008.
Yeah.
She was alleged for abusing 70 girls.
Yeah.
She went to Israel. She was an Israeli citizen, and they kept her there, and she didn't come back to face authorities in Australia till 2023.
Meaning Israel didn't release him.
Israel was like,
Israel,
yeah,
they kept him.
They keep him there.
So your argument here is,
how do you leave?
Why did they release? Where is he at now?
He's in Israel.
Now, where is he today?
Who?
Tom Alexandrovich.
Tom's in Israel. They let him go back to Israel.
He was arrested,
and he's on leave.
The luring child, release custody, has returned to Israel. Okay,
he's on leave, so he's not arrested.
Adam, what's your thoughts on this story?
First, I'm hearing it, but what's your point?
My point is how. When anybody charged a foreign national, if right now, God forbid, one of us got in trouble for something like this, which I'm just being, I'm just playing devil's advocate. Your passport and everything is every single one of those 8 guys. Your passport has to be taken at him because right now you're charged for trying to have sex with an underage kid. Which, by the way, that what they were trying to do was 16 or under. Actually, it was under 16. You can't. What's to stop you from leaving the country and never coming here to face the charges? Because these are serious. This is a serious felony charge, and especially as the freaking #1 hacker guy, which horrible at his freaking job for covering his tracks. How was he allowed to leave the country and his passport not frozen?
What do you have thoughts on that?
I a couple things, and you said a couple words here. We always are very careful to be very fair.
Of course.
So right now, he was questions, and these are pending charges, but he wasn't charged. So it appears that somebody that works for an Israeli government agency gets into some, alleged trouble over here and gets detained for questioning, also known as arrested, regarding sex, and solicitation of sex and trafficking with minors.
Yes.
He does not get indicted. And he just goes back to Israel at the appointed time. And the outrage that you're feeling that I see is, wait a minute, did the Israeli government have a guy working for one of their departments that gets on, into some allegations and some hot water here, and they just get him back to Israel and say, look, he's not going to be charged, let's get this guy out of here? Yeah. That's what it looks like to me. So be careful with charge.
I just want to read you this. According to The Guardian, Okay. Felony charges confirmed.
Yeah, he's
Nevada
charged,
authorities
Tom.
have officially charged him with a
Yes, Tom.
felony, luring a child with a computer for sex act, a serious offense under Nevada law.
Yes.
His case was detailed in official court documents and reported by reputable news outlets. His biography confirms he was charged in a $10,000. Okay.
Perfect. Then we were correct. This
So he's
article from Jerusalem Post says
I'm glad you're
he
doing
was
that, Tom, by the
questioned.
way.
Yeah, no, I love
I'm
that,
glad
yeah.
you're doing this for sure. But the question becomes this. If it's charged, so Nevada releases him on $10,000 bail, which is not a lot of money.
No.
So he's trying to lure a child.
Yes.
And nothing has happened that they've caught.
No, mind you, this was a sting operation that
Yeah.
they've been trying to get these guys, 8 of them, for FBI Homeland Security. So it's a sting operation. He thought that he was going to hook up with an underage child. So they catch them in this thing. They arrest them. They charge them because of this
Yeah,
report.
we've seen those things. And the guy, like 10 guys come jumping out of the
100%.
apartment and pin you down. And
And Mario, and I tried looking up what the other 6 did, Pat. None of their job. I wanted to put everybody on blast. Rob, could you grab all of them so we can show all 8 of them? Show all 8 of the guys. One of them, like I said, is a pastor. He's been fired. So now these are all the other ones are Americans. So they're here. You post the bond. You have a court date. Just like I'm pretty sure this Tom guy has a court date, but he's back in Israel. Okay, you shouldn't be able to leave this country with a serious felony charge like that. Period. Unless somebody was like, "Hey, listen, this guy works for our government. He works under Bibi Netanyahu. We got to get him. We got to get him back."
Why'd they let him go?
That's you tell me, Adam. That's my only question.
So
a CBS News investigation has uncovered a loophole that allows accused and convicted American pedophiles to escape justice by moving to Israel. So Ian Lee has been following this for more than a year, and he traveled to Israel for this investigation. He worked with a group that tracks people accused of sex crimes, which estimates dozens of Americans have used this loophole.
So, he's 6'2".
We are on a stakeout looking for this man, Jimmy Julius Caro, 48 years old and wanted on charges of sexually assaulting a 9-year-old girl in Oregon back in 2000 and a 5-year-old girl in Israel in 2001. He's considered dangerous. But these photos are a few years old, so we don't know if he'll look the same. He remains elusive. Previous attempts to capture him have failed.
Obviously, the fear that he would somehow figure out that anyone's looking for him and bolt. He just called his number.
Shauna Aronson got a tip that Caro's expected at this clinic near Tel Aviv.
Who's going to call the
She's with
police
JCW, Jewish Community Watch, an organization that hunts down accused pedophiles who flee to Israel from the U.S., exploiting a process called law of return, whereby any Jewish person can move to Israel and automatically gain citizenship. The ease with which pedophiles seem able to use this law as an escape route haunts victims like Mendy Hawk, who says he was abused from age 8 by a teacher at an Orthodox Jewish school in Los Angeles.
So your classroom is right here. How does it feel being back?
I was very anxious and, stressed coming back here, and a lot of memories coming through my mind.
Memories of his alleged abuser, Mordechai Yom Tov, who taught him Hebrew studies when he was just 8 years old.
So in the beginning, he would just rub me outside of my pants, and then I would say about 3 to 4 months later, he started going in.
Reaching down your pants?
Yeah, it's reaching down.
Why did you feel like you couldn't tell anyone?
I was scared. I was ashamed. I just didn't know what people would think of me, of the whole situation.
Yom Tov pled guilty in 2002 to sexually abusing and committing lewd acts against 3 other boys. He served jail time, but when he was released, he violated his probation and, according to JCW, fled to Israel with help from individuals within the Orthodox Jewish community. JCW tracked Yom Tov down and confronted him with a hidden camera in Jerusalem, where he admitted to illegally fleeing the United States with help and using a fake passport to enter Israel.
I was supposed to stay for 5 years in the same city. I was supposed to, join the homicide research. I was supposed to go every 2 weeks to the police station. On parole. I left within a week later.
He had this message for his victims.
I'm very, 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 very sorry.
The other person in this video is Meir Seawald, the founder of Jewish Community Watch. He tells CBS News Yom Tov's case isn't uncommon in the Orthodox community.
The same thing that's going on in the Catholic Church right now around the world, the exact same thing happens in our community. The rabbis say it's, you know what, he promised he's going to go for therapy, he's never going to do it again. Boom, he's in another community. A few years later, he's at the same thing, and we hear more allegations that the person continued to abuse children.
And often, those abusers end up in Israel. Rabbi Yehuda Oppenheimer says he unwittingly helped Caro escape.
There was nothing that raised any red flags up to the point where he was moving to Israel.
Well, I wish I could say that, but unfortunately I can't say that. So he had violated his parole, and now they were looking for him. He said that there was something in the past that had happened when he was young, but nothing had ever happened since. I've changed and I'm a different person now, but you gotta help me. I felt that I could trust him. So I wrote him a letter, and he bought a ticket, and he left.
Caro is accused of abusing more children when he got to Israel.
What was that like for you when you found that out?
Punch to the gut. It was very painful.
Rabbi Oppenheimer says the reason he came forward is to shine a light on the process of accused pedophiles fleeing, to help ensure it doesn't happen again. Back at the stakeout, an ambulance pulls up and a man steps out. It's Caro.
That was definitely him. Oh my God. Okay.
The police are called and eventually arrive. His days on the run are over as he's led away.
Did you assault the girl in the United States? No. Did you flee Israel because you assaulted the girl in the United States? Have you ever assaulted any girls in Israel? Do you know that you're wanted by Interpol?
Yeah.
There's relief as police escort him to their car. This marks the end to a months-long manhunt.
Oh my gosh! Can I give you a hug? I have something I need to tell you. Yeah. Okay. We found him, and he was just arrested.
What?
He was just arrested.
Thank you. Wow, oh my gosh.
Amuna, not her real name, is the person on the other end of the line. She was a little girl when Caro entered her life.
I was 4 or 5 years old. My mother was on bed rest. My father's a rabbi, so he wasn't really home. He used to come to our house. We used to play games, and then it became sexual. I'm going to give you a cookie because you do it so nicely. It's all about the cookie. It's all about lying, and it's all about being so evil to a little child. He also threatened me he would kill my parents, he would choke me, he would hurt me, he would kidnap me.
How did that affect you?
A lot. Yeah. It affected my whole life. My whole life is around this sexual abuse and rape. Yeah.
Amuna turned to therapy and art to help deal with the trauma.
This is in my bedroom and my inspiration.
She paints and writes poetry, but she's still angry that it was allowed to happen in the first place.
What are your thoughts on him being able to come to Israel and flee the United States?
It brings up a lot of anger and a lot of frustration towards the Israeli system.
Shauna says the failure begins in the U.S.
Why would someone want to help one of these pedophiles escape?
Oftentimes there's some sort of community incentive. Either somebody owes them a favor, or someone in the community, let's say an institution, has covered up for them in the past, and they know that if this goes to court, there's a lot of civil liability coming down the line, you know, and it's going to cost a lot of money to a lot of people, and nobody wants to deal with that.
Shauna accuses the Israeli police of not prioritizing accused pedophiles on the run.
Why do you have to be the ones that do this?
Because nobody else is. That's really, I don't have any better answer than that.
And if you guys weren't doing it?
Then nobody would do it.